Just weeks after the United States shot down a Chinese surveillance balloon off the South Carolina coast, lawmakers launching an ambitious exploration of the strategic competition between the two countries.
This is an existential struggle over what life will look like in the 21st century. And the most fundamental freedoms are at stake. The CCP is laser focused on its vision for the future, a world crowded with techno-totalitarian surveillance states where human rights are subordinate to the whims of the party.
Gallagher will chair the 24-person committee that many members are saying should be a model for bipartisan cooperation.
We must recognize that the CCP wants us to be fractious, partisan, and prejudiced. In fact, the CCP hopes for it. But what they don't get is that the diversity of our viewpoints and backgrounds is not a bug in America's operating system. It is our defining feature and strength.
But lawmakers heard warnings from former Trump national security advisors that the United States has to make up ground.
The United States and other nations across the free world underwrote the erosion of their competitive advantages through the transfer of capital and technology to a strategic competitor.
Earlier this year, President Joe Biden emphasized the U.S. is in competition, not conflict with China. But experts testify that is not the view in Beijing.
There's really no excuse anymore for being fooled about Beijing's intentions, and the canon of Chairman Xi's publicly available statements is too voluminous and the accumulated actions of his regime too brazen to be misunderstood at this late hour.
The committee's wide-ranging exploration will allow for new perspectives on security threats. Congressman Dan Newhouse told VOA he is concerned about Chinese land purchases in agricultural areas of the United States.
Can you imagine anything more precarious than having our food supply, perhaps only a link in that food supply chain, being compromised in a potential conflict with someone that is not our friend?
Members of the committee told VOA the surveillance balloon is only a small part of the security threat.
It's literally every day on the phones of Americans, and that the threat doesn't end there. China is a massive military threat. Their navy is larger, and many argue more powerful than America's. They have more intercontinental ballistic missile launchers than the United States does. Their capabilities in things like hypersonics far outstrip where America is today.
The House Foreign Affairs Committee is advancing legislation that would allow Biden to ban the Chinese-owned social media app TikTok in the United States. Katherine Gypson, VOA News, Capitol Hill.